It is an ancient world. Forged in darkness and blood. The gods have forgotten us. The immortals fall from the heavens, and terrors roam the land. Thousands of years I have waited, deep in the bowels of the earth. The seal will soon be broken. Lose your hopes, mortals. Your doom is near.
free. So if you haven't caught up on the previous things, please do. You can find it right here on this same Twitch channel and also on YouTube. 2 amazing episodes with these same players telling a tale in a collaborative world. I am Kevin, and I welcome you all back. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Before we dive into tonight's final encounter of our 3-part series, I want to take a moment to thank the RPG Academy for hosting us and letting us play around a little bit. Michael's been a really cool, awesome guy about it. And, support his channel, please. Also, Notte Eterna is still on Kickstarter, fully funded, and it has, I'm not even joking, 6, almost 7 of the stretch goals already unlocked. Really awesome, cool new classes and bonus features, which we'll get into a little bit later. But first, before we dive back into the world of Nier, let's meet the players once again. Let's start with our good friend playing Ubold, the Iraqian druid, Bleak Season. How you doing today, Bleak?
I'm doing all right. Glad that you're back online. Everything is rocking your way. Thank you again for having me here. I am the Bleak Season on the Twitter. And you can find me hanging around the internet playing some games. Guild Superior. Playing Ubold, the I can never pronounce it. Iraqian?
Yes, he is an Iraqian, which are
Iraqian
like beast folk type.
Druid,
Yes.
Keeper of the Flame, and he is a beast folk. And in this particular case, he looks kind of like a water buffalo. So, he's really well spoken, thoughtful, very thoughtful. Sometimes he thinks maybe a little too much. Yeah, but he's there to take care of his friends and keep everybody alive.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
Okay.
appreciate him being here. So thank you also for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Next up, of course, is Beth, who is returning as Emmeline, our Night Hospitaller cleric. How are you doing tonight, Beth?
I am great. I'm excited to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be something. I know that for sure. I'm Beth. You can find me on the internet at Beth Masco. And yes, like you said, I'm playing Emmeline, who is a slightly misguided and far too trusting cleric, who perhaps got us into this mess. So, you're welcome, everyone.
That's right. You had the best of intentions. And, what kind of dungeon master would I be in a grimdark setting if I did not play upon your very nice nature? So, there we go. Thank you for kicking it all off for us. Thanks for being here, Beth. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Moving right along to Gaynor. How you doing tonight? Playing Sarah, our Blood Dart Assassin Rogue. Good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you. Hey, gang. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me back for part 3. Super excited to get into playing Sarah tonight. Sure, she's doing just fine post having her constitution forcibly lowered. And she's feeling great, feeling fine, hasn't exposed any sort of recent traumas or anything. So sounds like we're going to have a great time tonight.
Definitely. I think all angsty teens have a chip on their shoulder, and I was glad to, exploit that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for playing along, and thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And finally, rounding out the band with our 4th player, who also is serving as producer for this beautiful stream. He is setting up all the overlay and all the really cool stuff that we've been doing. So, Miko returning as our good friend, Nakanair the North Wolf. So, hello, sir. How are you?
Hello. Other than screwing up a few times here and there, I'm doing just fine. Tonight I am playing. Me. Yes, I am Biko, the_case_GM on the socials. Feel free to check me out if you're at all interested in anything TTRPG, homebrew, all that kind of good stuff. I'm playing Nakanair, the North Wolf, a decidedly old, not quite as cantankerous maybe as Ubold, but definitely a little bit stubborn and wanting to always push things forward. I'm not sure if that's just me coming through or not.
No, not at all. Not at all. You have always been a positive source of the things that I have seen. And I've got a max headroom situation going on. So, put up with that. But yes, thank you for being here, Miko. I truly appreciate you, sir. I am Kevin, as mentioned before. I am found online at KevRan Games and all the different socials, and I am returning as the Dungeon Master this evening. So as they get to play these four, I get to play everyone and everything else. So let's dive back in. Let's find ourselves surrounded by the eternal night, and let's find out what happens in part 3 of our playthrough of Notte Eterna, the Vault of the Ancients. In the world of Nier, 161 years have passed of eternal darkness since the god Laun was stricken down from his heavenly perch, and with him took the sun's light. He gave a small bit of his resources to the moon, which continues to shine upon this world and illuminate its dark places. Our 4 heroes have ventured forth and have tried to pass out a little bit of a new path for themselves, a little bit of a respite from their previous journeys, and they have found themselves through the Ashen Land and into Petralta, a city which is as varied as its inhabitants. Currently, they have found themselves within the city, and they came to the aid of a young woman named Runa, who was seeking out her master. However, it was a ploy, for Runa secretly also wanted a mysterious item known as the Scroll of Melko, which is a scroll that can supposedly see the future. What she may want with this and what exactly her plans might be are a mystery as of now, but they have joined with the man who they believe to have been her mentor, the gnome archivist Minghil, who has accompanied them on their journey. And with the aid of him and with Zatar, who is a Karevi merchant in the city above, they have traveled beneath Petralta and into the Underdark, the Hidden Lands, to try to seek out what exactly Runa is up to. Their first test, however, was to pass through a gateway of sorts, which made them choose to either hold on to parts of their memories that are a bit harmful or to make a bigger sacrifice. And when last we saw them, the light was emerging back around them as they found themselves on the other side of the gateway and into the land beyond. So when we pick up tonight in the world of Nier once more, our 4 heroes find themselves into a chamber of sorts just past the gateway that they entered past. Behind all of you, you see that there is the 2 large golden type doors. They are still sealed, it looks like, from this end, although you know that they were opened by the item that Runa had stolen to use as a key to open it. You all come to, you're all a bit disoriented for a moment. Sarah, you especially, because you paid a bit of a sacrifice of part of your spirit to gain entry through the gate. When you all come to, you look around, you see that you are in a darkened chamber that is partially illuminated just by the presence of you constantly being in a dark, lightless world. So you have little bits of ideas of what's going on here, but what it looks to be is ancient ruins, tunnels that creep off into sections of the dark and sections of the night beyond. And you can definitely tell by how the air feels here that you have traveled beneath the surface and you are heading continuously downward. So, what is it that you all would like to do?
Is everybody okay?
I think so.
I think when you look at Sarah, she's probably aged about 5 years in mere moments. Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you certain that was rather harrowing?
I mean, okay, to be clear, I'm not okay, but I am gonna try and move on, because if I don't, I'm gonna have to think about what just happened, and I would love to not do that. So that's kind of my thought.
Emmeline, I think Sarah needs a hug.
Go ahead. You give great hugs.
I will bow my head slightly and then just kind of open my arms in Ubold's general direction.
Come in, give you a hug.
Aw.
It's like being hugged by the earth itself.
That is very kind of you to say. Come now. Our GM seems to be glitching off into the sunset.
Yes, indeed. That is the fun of not having power for the past 3 days. Apparently, I'm still waking up a little bit, but I am here nonetheless in the eternal night with you all.
Mm-hmm.
You all embrace, you have a bit of a moment to collect yourselves, and you decide to press onward. Now, you do know that Runa came this way because you did see that strange wheel-shaped key in the doors beyond, so you do know that she did come this way. When you look around, generally, you don't typically see any sort of footprints or tracks through here. The ground in through here is a hewn stone that is a little bit older. It's ancient looking, like maybe it's just through time. There has been some sand or some dirt that just kind of migrated into here. But it once was previously polished stone blocks that were assembled to create this corridor here. So it's relatively hard to get a grip on if there's any sort of tracks or anything through here, but there's pretty much only one way to go currently. So when you follow the hallway down, you find yourselves again descending downward. You can tell by there's a shift in the air, a strange conglomeration of the way that the odors from below. It's a subterranean smell, a little musty, a little dark that seems to creep in around the perimeter of your vision as you make your way further down below. And as you travel onward, you eventually come to a section where the floor actually opens up into a three-pronged chamber beyond. So basically what you see is imagine a small centralized area that has three paths off of it that continue onward.
Oh, good. Another choice to make.
We all did fine with the last one.
Right. Fine. We'll go with that.
Take a look to see if there are any tracks that might give us a suggestion as to which way to proceed.
Oh, do you still have that is that like sense you had for the corridors and things here? Is that still active, Ubold?
I do not believe so. Hold on.
Yes, I would think at the time that you've traveled down here, if the commune that you had with the corridors down here has not ended, it probably will be very, very quickly approaching the end.
Yeah, and it's a 5th level spell, so yeah, it lasted. Sorry, no, that's casting time. No, it's instantaneous, so it wouldn't be. Yeah. Unfortunately, not. The connection with the Earth is one that cannot be maintained for very long. It must be renewed every time. Perhaps we can use our more mundane senses. I will do Can I do some sort of check to see if I can spot some tracks? Or...
Yeah, I'd love to do so as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If both of you, or anybody really for that matter, would like to make a survival check.
Whoa.
That I can do.
23.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
22.
Look at
22?
you.
Wow, we're killing it, gang.
We see everything.
Yeah, we're killing it now. Wait till we get into a fight, and then it's gonna be one.
It's Runa. She's right there.
Yeah, that's it. She pops out,
kill
tries
her.
to stab you all. Excuse me. Yeah, so you all look around, and it's pretty easy to discern that even though these corridors are ancient, and although they all look pretty much the same, that the corridor off to the left does seem to have a slight disturbance in the floor. Again, there's not really a space for tracks to come in here because the floor is still relatively stone, but there is a little bit of a discrepancy between the way the floor looks in the other corridors that probably there is movement this way.
I sense a disturbance in the floor.
Yes,
Really?
indeed.
That way.
Thank you for actually saying what way. And Notte Eterna just starts walking.
Oh boy. Okay, there he goes.
Notte, you take up the lead and you start making your way down through that hallway. And as you do, you travel on for a good distance again. And again, it continues on straight until after a while it continues to descend, this time in a slightly curved shape, almost as if you're walking down an incline of some sort as it continues to descend. There are a couple of sections here where there are cobwebs and different sort of spider webs up in the corners. Again, this area down here is becoming older and older as you guys travel along. And as you continue to travel, what's your passive perception, Notte?
Notte Eterna has a passive perception of 17.
Oh, that's pretty good.
1,000.
1,000, yes. As you continue to go along, you are still staying steadfast and paying attention to what's going on around you. So you notice a few distances away from the others as you make a path first, that there is a section of the floor up here that has been weakened. There's a couple of cracks that if weight were to be pressed upon it, it would collapse and you all would fall down into the floor.
Not great.
Do you just walk across it, or do you tell us?
No, I stop. Wait for everybody to catch up.
Is there...
Sarah, what do you think?
Can I take a look at this trap and see if there's anything I can tell about how to maybe circumvent it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think an investigation check would be best here.
Sure.
Only Edwin walk.
As Sarah is doing that investigation check, by the way, Notte
Yeah.
Eterna just takes a step back and
Okay.
reaches out to Obold and mouths the words, "Hand me your hammer."
You know, if you wanted to keep your hammer, you should not have given it to me in the first place. handed
Total 16.
16, okay. Yeah, you can see that the way that it's been weakened, there's not really a way to counterbalance it unless you were to somehow get beneath and add additional support to the floor. It's not so much a trap as it looks like somebody damaged the floor so it would fall in. You also know with that investigation that the distance is only about 10 feet, so it's not very far. It's not like you guys would have to do really crazy acrobatics or anything to get across it. There might still be a way for you to bypass it through mundane methods if you be careful.
Looks like the floor here is damaged. It's not quite... I mean, it's not really something we have to... It's broken. We'll fall through it if we stand on it. Was that clear?
So there's nothing that you can think of to do.
Just jump over it, I guess, unless... I mean, I don't have anything...
I will, with one hand, gesture for Sarah to move back away, and then I will bring the hammer down on top of the crack.
Oh boy.
Standing like a few feet away from where I believe the edge to be, and just like hammer it in to set it off, so that we can see exactly how far we're gonna have to jump.
I like to think I move back, and as I'm like, I suppose what we could do is we could maybe get some light in here and see, bam, just full hit.
And then I hand them all back to
Are you certain?
Ubold. Of course,
Yes.
I'm certain. I just need to use it every now. Do you want me to take it back from you?
No, I quite like it. I'm very happy to have it.
Then keep it and just let me use it every now and then.
Very well.
You think you can jump this, old man? Or do
Oh,
I need to try to
Jesus.
throw you?
Oh, my gosh.
I'll give him a bovine smile and, wild shape into an owl or something and just fly across.
Okay. Yes,
Come
you do.
off.
What kind of
You
owl
could
is it?
to wild shape into a large owl, so at least you could carry Sarah across.
Well, so no, what I figure I'll do is I could like carry a rope across or something if there's a place to attach it on the other side. So,
Oh,
Right.
sure. Okay.
and so I'll pull out a rope from my pack and I'll grab it. I mean, I can I can transform into a beast of CR1 or lower, it says. I don't know if there's something that'd be big enough that I could wild shape into to carry people across.
That's a great question. I would just say that realistically you could, because for lack of a book being in front of me of CR1 animals, I think you could just turn into, if you want to turn into a larger bird or some sort of larger type of flying animal that could carry people, I would say you could do that. Maybe turn into a rock or something.
All right, so I'll do that. I'll turn into a rock and I'll roll everyone over.
Yes, okay, perfect, yes. Yeah, the big sound. No, you turn into a large rock. It's a bird. And you fly across, taking the rope with you. Do you turn back into Ubold on the other side, or do you stay a bird? Because it would probably be hard to tie things off in the bird shape.
Yeah. I'll reshift over to Ubold and look for a place to tie the rope.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And while you're tying it off, there's no problems doing that. There's like a sconce type of apparatus on the wall you're tying it off to. You test the weight of it first. It's definitely going to hold. And while you're all doing this, getting ready to cross and everything, Ming Hill in the back, who's been quiet, you kind of all forgot that he was here with you, says, "These must be the lost corridors of the ancient tyrant known as Nagistar. You see, he was a man who was instrumental in the fall of the city of the Seven Runes, and he specifically was a follower of the evil god Gerard. And he has made this temple into a bit of a treasure trove of traps, you see. He has tried to make it so that it is quite difficult for us to travel through it. We must be ever vigilant, friends. Ever vigilant indeed."
You know that there are people who have rebuilt their laws and the very pillars of society based on Garrett's teaching. He perhaps was evil-minded, but this is a little-known fact, perhaps, about Garrett, and then he'll sort of trail off talking about the god for a little while.
You see, Ming Hill starts taking notes in his book.
I've completely ignored him, and I just lean down to Ming Hill and say, "Do you want me to throw you?"
Throw me? Oh my goodness! I'm not sure if that would be
I just grab
idea.
him and chuck him at Ubold.
I grab him going, and another little known fact about this particular god.
It's not even really an issue. You just gotta swipe him out of the air.
That's it. And Ming Hill is a small and frail. He's an older gnome, so he's very light. There's not going to be any sort of roll necessary for you to do this. You fastball special him over the break in the floor. Ubold, you catch him. You set him down on the other side. And he just looks, well, okay then. And he adjusts his glasses and he gets back to writing in his book, taking notes of what you were talking about. He listens to your dissertation about Gerard with a lot of interest. He's always seeking new information, so he is happy to hear this.
I pull down my hood and stand in front of Knocknair and get into position waiting for him to throw me.
All right.
I'm ready.
And I just grab her by her armor and give her a chuck.
Here we go.
Okay. Go ahead and make a athletics test, please.
I really should just be jumping, but if you can throw me, might as well.
I'm not expecting her at all, so at this point I'm just talking
Natural 20 for a total of 30. I think that'll probably be good.
Do this.
Yes, get those natural 20s out now, guys.
Oh, beans.
Oh no.
Yes, he throws you across the chamber, and you definitely move and you jump and land on the other side in a steady stance. You were ready and prepared for this move. Maybe you've even done this before, so you are on the other side, no problem. It leaves just Knocknair and Emmeline on the previous side.
Now I stand as if I'm going to catch Emmeline.
Oh.
I will kneel down and clasp my hands down in front of me as if to offer Emmeline a spot that she could land and I can boost to have her jump across.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Yeah, she'll absolutely just
really
go
good.
for it.
Okay.
Just I'll ignore the rope that I at great peril.
No.
The rope is there for safety.
It's a fail-safe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Go ahead and make an athletics test
I'm
with advantage.
great at that, so this is going to be good.
Another little known fact is that up north, where Knockin' comes from, the national sport is called caber tossing, where they grab great big pillars, chunks of fallen trees, and
It's 19.
then throw them at each other, trying to catch and trap each other underneath them with the force, or pure physical brute force. It's a very interesting sport to watch. However, participants tend to have very short careers.
Ubolt,
Yes.
we're trying to be maybe slightly discreet here, walking into perhaps our death, so...
I apologize.
I've been standing behind Ubal, just like,
Yes.
Dennis.
Mimicking what he does. Yes. But Emmeline, yeah, you jump across the other way, and you are an elf. You're very deathed and lithe, and you jump across, and you land on the other side as well. You all turn back to Knockin', who stands resolutely, and he prepares himself to jump over.
I will take a running leap.
All right. Please make an athletics test for me.
watch Doc there for all this.
Now's the one.
25.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes, with a running jump, you leap across the way and you land on the other side, a little loudly, but nothing that's too out of sorts. You all have crossed the chasm, if you can call it that. It's a small little distance. And you get ready to continue on your journey.
How long it was a foot wide.
Yes.
I pull down the rope and coil it carefully and hand it back to Ubold.
Yes. Your plan worked perfectly, Ubold.
Yes.
Yes. And you guys continue on. When you continue on, you actually move just a short distance ahead before you come to an archway that actually leads into a open room. It's about 40 feet squared, and you can see that every wall of this room is lined with these small little alcoves. They are they are lined with metal, probably something as simple as steel. And there, in each of the alcoves, you see there are piles of coins in this one, some gems over here, a goblet. And as you look around, you can see that all of these alcoves seem to be filled with different various amounts of, for lack of a better description, treasures.
Let us remember the alcoves that we came across before. They were quite dangerous. I would suggest we do not attempt to take any of the goods placed within these ones.
What do we need them for?
Sarah's halfway to grabbing them, but Ubold
I was talking to Sarah.
but okay.
Maybe on the way out.
Yeah, okay.
Treasure is not everything in life, Sarah. It is not about the treasure that you find, but rather the things that you treasure. For example, friendship.
I treasured treasure as well.
Well, then perhaps you simply need to realign your...
It's not a crime.
mind.
It's not a crime to like nice things.
No, but it's a crime to take them without permission.
Fair enough. If we don't move forward, I'm gonna break out in hives from not stealing. So we have to keep going.
Would you perhaps like to ascertain that this is not a double fake and that there is not other traps along the way?
Good point. Yeah, I'll check for traps. I think I'm just gonna start walking ahead of us towards the head, kind of trying to keep it quiet and subtle, but checking for traps along the way.
Okay. Yeah, since you're actively looking, I think another investigation check would work here.
Let's do it.
Can I get a sense of whether or not we're actually alone here? We're not being monitored by anybody?
Make a perception check for me, please, Emmeline.
14.
It's not bad. I like that.
Gotta learn to use that passive.
Oh yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, you have better than Knockin' Air, right?
I have a 19 passive perception.
Yeah, I have a 21. I hope we don't get stuck up on.
Oh my god.
I rolled a nat 1 on my investigation check.
Oh no.
Okay.
I like to think it's because I'm so distracted by this treasure that I'm just fully not actually checking for traps.
Yes, exactly what I was going to suggest. Yes, you are so enraptured with this giant room full of these alcoves full of treasure that you can't focus. Your eyes are just blurring all the different glare that seems to be coming from someplace, even though there's not really any light down here. It's just really got your interest piqued, and you are just lost in the moment. Emmeline, however, you notice that across the room, directly across from where you guys entered, there is a outline on the wall that looks like it would be an archway that matches the one that you all came through to come into the room, but there's no doorway or opening there. It's just a part of the wall still.
Okay. I will tell my friends. Do you think maybe it's a false wall or something? Perhaps we can throw something through it?
You know, I bet a piece of this treasure is probably what unlocks it. We should probably go
I
through
walk
it.
over and put my hand where Emmeline is indicating and try to see if it's a false wall.
Right. Knockin' please make a death save. No, I'm just kidding.
Immediate death.
I'm just kidding.
Would you like my hammer?
Knockin' you walk over to the wall and you put your hand to the section of the wall that Emmeline is pointing out, and I'm not sure if you're surprised or not. Probably not, I would think. Your hand does in fact pass through it, as if the wall doorway area is actually open, even though it looks like a wall.
I will look back at Emmeline and say, "Nice job," and I just step through.
Okay. And when you step through, as soon as you step through the doorway, it is cold past here. Almost as if you're outside in the desert at night. There is just a real chilling wind that seems to not be blowing. There's just a weird, to your bones, you just feel cold. Now, to you welcome the cold because you are one of the North Wolf, but this still feels cold to you. You could tell it's an unnatural cold. And ahead of you, you see a series of mounds all across the ground in here, which is dirt with some sparse sections of like old, dry, grassy type spots. The rest of you are back in the room.
Put my head back through the illusory wall and say, "Be careful, it's cold in here." And then I disappear back into and start walking towards the mounds.
Emmeline will just follow right behind.
I'm surprised he still feels cold.
Yes, he's an expert. You head through both. I'll follow behind.
After you.
No, it's fine.
I insist.
You know I was gonna steal the treasure, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now let's just go through.
I'm helping the better angels of your nature win.
That's
You'll thank me someday.
I'm sure I won't. and I pass through the door.
Absolutely.
Ming Hill, are you coming?
Oh my god, Sean Big Hill, I'm so sorry. You scared the absolute shit out of me.
Yes, Ming Hill, he follows in behind Sarah. He looks, he goes, "There are quite a bit of treasures here, but I don't suggest we take any of them. You see, it could all be part of the illusionary distrust that's built into this place."
Big Hill, literally? Has anybody ever told you you're really hard to be around?
Only my second ex-wife, but that's another story for another time.
It's wild that that's going twice.
You know, if I had $1 for every time that came up, I'd only have $2, but it would be, pretty strange to happen twice, right?
What's $1?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's something that I heard of from a far-off land.
Once everybody's gone through, I steal the treasure and then move through.
Yes, and then you leave them all here, seal the door behind. Yes.
My plan worked.
Master
Wow,
of the
and-
long con, for sure.
That's right.
Another betrayal.
Right. You all pass through the archway and you end up in this same area that I described to Nakanair. It is basically an area where it looks like you are outside in the deserty type area. There even looks like there is a sky out here. It's a moonless and starless night, just a black canopy above all of you. And there is an unnatural gloom and an unnatural cold that permeates all through here. There was a slight fog that creeps along the ground. I need everybody in the room to please make a Constitution saving throw, except for Nakanair.
Darn. I was hoping you'd say me.
The guy that could probably make the saving throw with ease. I don't have to do it.
That's right.
Got a 14.
Sorry, what are we making again?
A Constitution
Con
saving
savings.
throw.
On save.
Yep.
4.
I got 11, but if I start feeling like it's getting cold, I'll probably just
Oh, you definitely feel
Die?
that it's cold for sure.
cast. No, don't I have it? No, I didn't take it. I was gonna take it your heat and cold, but I didn't take it. So never mind.
So
Oh.
everybody except Nakanair, because Ming Hill failed to save as well, you're all going to take 1 level of exhaustion due to the cold effect in this room. You can feel part of your strength is sapping out of you. You feel just really tired, sluggish. It's almost like you haven't slept for... I mean, now, granted, when you guys arrived in Petralta at the beginning of this little journey here, this has all been the same day, so you shouldn't be this tired, but you feel like you've been awake for a week and hard marching and battling during that time. So you just start to have that just catch up with you. You could feel sluggish, and so you have disadvantage on your ability checks for the time being. Nakanair, however, you're not affected by this cold because you are a North Wolf. So you actually welcome the cold slightly. You feel invigorated. Even though you can feel that it's cold here, it doesn't affect you like it affects your companions.
He's
And-
to
oh,
take
go
off his shirt and say it's brisk.
I think brusque was the word of the day last time we played.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would I need to take off my shirt to say it's brisk?
For fun.
brisk, baby.
It's cold.
Was there another passageway that we should have perhaps taken?
Yeah, this one's the cold one, I guess. I'm going to stand as close to Ubold as possible.
Okay.
Just
You
really
notice
get
that
in there.
Ming Hill is doing the same.
Get out of here,
I'm-
Ming Hill. Who,
I'm going
who are
to
you?
shrug and go over to the piles that you had described and investigate them.
And as you approach, you see that there is actually a semi-bricked cobblestone-like pathway that starts to emerge up out of the sandy area through here. It is winding almost like a river or like a snake as it moves towards a structure that you see now towards the distance. It looks almost like a mausoleum or some sort of strange stone structure that wasn't there before, you know, but now you see it as it juts up out of the sandy area around you. You notice too that there are some other stones. Some of them are rounded, some of them have points across the top, crenellations almost, that are jutting up at irregular angles up out of the sands as well. And all at once, it hits you what these are, Nakanair. These are headstones. You've entered into a graveyard of some sort.
I turn back to my companions and call out, does it make sense that we're in a burial site?
Guess.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't-
everything's
no.
sort of strange here, so
I look down at the gnome in particular.
No.
Well, this could possibly be the ancient burial site of the followers of Gerard. They would often seal themselves up in this underground chamber to make sure that their bodies were not tampered with after their demise. It perhaps would stand to reason. And he looks over towards the mausoleum, and then his eyes go wide. And Emmeline, from where you're standing, you can see past everyone else, because I guess you're all in, let's say you're all in like a circular type of formation, like a huddle, and you can see the way you're positioned that you are most directly lined up to look at the mausoleum. You see a figure, again, like the mausoleum did, like the headstones did, just emerges out of the dark and is standing there on top of the mausoleum. And Runa locks her eyes with yours.
Runa.
My. You are rather persistent, aren't you?
Oh, you're here also? This is pure happenstance.
Is it? Do you know that I truly believe in destiny, far beyond anyone else that you probably have ever met? Every step between you and I has been carefully orchestrated, as the scroll will fully divine once I secure it. I see you brought that old fool with you, she says, motioning towards Minghill.
Well, you did hire us to bring him to you.
I hired you to find him so that I could secure the wheel, so that I could open the doorway. I didn't think that you fools would be stupid enough to follow me. Do you really believe that, not being the chosen of darkness such as myself, that you will be able to traverse the paths down here and survive?
Done all right so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got here all right. And also, I would really appreciate it if you would not kind of make Minghill our problem. He's your problem. You brought him into this.
I believe the archivist brought himself into this when he sought out the scroll, but it does not belong to him. It belongs to the tyrant, and when he returns, he will bathe you all in a new kind of darkness that you will not be prepared for. I am the chosen of the darkness, and I will give you one final chance to turn around, to turn tail and run like the dogs that you are. What say you, knight?
No. No.
Such a pity. Very well. I look forward to hearing your screams of displeasure. And she starts to gesture and turn her hand. And as she slowly starts to raise it up to her head level, there is movement in the sands around all of you, as if they are shifting and moving, and there starts to be something from beneath that begins to claw its way out. Near you, suddenly there is a hand that juts up from a grave of one, a head that bursts through as sand falls down out of its mouth and eyes as it crawls up out of the sands around. It slowly reaches up, it claws several times at the ground before it starts to pull its body out. And you all see several forms pulling themselves up out of their unholy resting places as they are beginning to move. And if we could, let's have everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
If we have to.
Knock in
Of
air.
course. Yes.
Knock in air. Remind me to get us some minions of our own.
That is a
Knock it.
9.
Knock and Air got a 17.
Wow.
Okay, 9 for Emmeline. Knocking Air 17.
Kevin's blitzing through time right now.
Oh, yes.
Drink.
25. Oh, sorry, 28 for Sarah.
28 for Sarah. What did you get, Ubold?
12.
12?
12.
Okay.
Oh my god, Christian's stuck. He can't stop doing the Ubo voice.
Okay, well, I think it goes without any sort of surprise to anyone in the group that Sarah, you are going to react first. If you take a look at our battle map, you will see that the 5 of you are positioned in the center here. However, You can all adjust yourselves slightly if you don't want to be positioned where you are before we get started. As I put you in order on my fancy little battle sheet that I have here in front of me.
Not a battle sheet.
A whole battle sheet? One whole battle sheet.
A battle sheet is what you take when you're really afraid in the middle of a fight.
Oh, God.
That's it. Indeed it is.
Aren't I supposed to be the child here? Okay. Christ almighty. I don't love these Zambones. I am going to turn to the group and say, I'm going after Runa. And I'm going to run from where we are and to where I have line of sight on her. So I guess up and around to this corner.
Are you going to ruin our day?
I will mention, as you see on the map, there is I'm going to call it a ravine type of looking thing that cuts right through the center of the map. That is a small incline, a small decline to where the area where I'm going to, like, let's say, for example, on the map where Ubold is currently standing, is about 5 feet up from where the rest of it is. So it goes down a little bit and slowly raises back up towards that mausoleum area in the back where you can see Runa still standing on top of it. She's illuminated there by the light in the upper right corner of the map.
All right, so I am moving here to where the paths split, and then I am pulling a longbow, my short bow, and I am going to first of all, bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark on her.
Okay.
And then just making sure I understand this right. Okay, so I do get an extra attack because it's the first turn. And because I am an assassin. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. Would we say that she has taken a turn in combat yet? Because she's clearly cast a spell, but we hadn't rolled initiative yet.
I would say she has not taken an action yet.
Let's go. Okay, so I am going to move up here, Hunter's Mark, and then I'm going to take 2 bow attacks on her. So that is, and both of those are going to be crits automatically because those are. I still need to roll to hit, but I automatically do double damage. 25 to hit.
Indeed.
And 22 to hit.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. All right. So that is going to be 13. Plus another d6. So it's 19 damage on the first hit.
Ooh.
And 15 damage on the second hit, so total 34. And then I deal an extra 1d8 of piercing damage because I am a Gloomstalker. So that's another 9, so 34, 43 damage.
My goodness.
Roll in. And that's what I got.
Very cool. Okay. And as you fire upon her with the short bow, it lances out. You see both the arrows sink into her as she starts to move and flance is not a word, and dance around them. And as she does so, you see the shadows start to wrap and move around her, much like they did when she teleported out of the thief hideout where you all found Ming Hill. But she continues to move and dance around it. And then on her turn, she's actually going to move and gesture, and she does a movement with her hand, and there is something that darts out of one of her hands as part of her movement, and a 26 to hit you, Sarah.
Yeah, I would say that hits. Yeah, I would just. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that one hits.
Okay. There is a dart that seems to be made out of a black steel, dark as night, that shoots forward and it hits you in the shoulder. You're going to take
2
8
damage.
points of piercing damage.
Great.
And please make a Constitution saving throw.
Wow, really?
Mhm.
Great. Lovely. 15.
15. You could feel that there is poison that starts to course out of the dagger as it stabs into you, but you shake off its effects for now. And she is going to actually move in a way that's going to have her actually slide off towards the side of the mausoleum. And she disappears into the shadow that is next to it.
Okay.
Knockin'
Me. It is my turn. Let's see. I think I'm going to move. I can get all the way to this guy. The barbarian speed bonus. I'm
Definitely.
going to rage as I rush over and start attacking this individual here.
Perfect. You move up to one of the zombies as he is about chest level out of the grave. He sees you approaching. He starts clawing towards you.
And so, first attack is a 17 to hit.
Oh, yes.
Okay. That is 16 points of slashing damage and 7 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And then the second attack is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
For another 15 points of slashing damage and 10 points of cold damage.
Okay. So you move up, and as he starts clawing at you, your first swing of your greatsword slices through both of his arms at the elbow, and they disintegrate as they fly off of him. They evaporate into cold mist that spirals down to the ground. You reverse arc the sword and you slice, and his head flies off and does the same. And then his lifeless rest of his body slinks down into the hole of the grave, and he stops moaning and screaming as he is destroyed.
Nice.
Just real quick.
Yes.
I did realize I was supposed to have advantage on those hits, but since I hit, it doesn't really matter. But that would mean I would have gotten sneak attack.
Oh,
So
okay.
to just roll crit sneak attack damage, that's going to be 35 more damage
Okay.
on top
I'll
of
add
that.
that in here. 35.
just I totally forgot that.
Oh,
You're
that's
just
okay.
making these
Matt.
numbers up, aren't you?
Just a casual 35.
So
No big
casual.
deal.
So total that is like 70 something, 78
That's a lot. That's a lot.
damage.
That's okay. We got it here.
Rogues.
Yes, indeed.
Rogue's gonna rogue.
Rogue's gonna rogue. Alrighty. Now the zombies will go. So the one directly in front of Knockin' is destroyed. There is another one off to the side that finishes clawing out of the rest of his grave. He stands up, looks around. Part of his jaw is partially disjointed and falling off of the side. It's a little bit lopsided as he starts to move in towards you, Knockin'. He doesn't get an attack off. He just can move, basically. So he moves in like so. There is a little bit of the cobblestone here that he has to kind of clamber across. There are 3 over towards the western side of the battlefield, semi behind all of you. And as they have different distances that they have to cover to get out of their graves, there is the 2 that are nearest you, Ubold. They finish their turns by clawing the rest of the way out, pulling their legs up and clawing and moving up to their feet as they start moving towards you. You can see one is moving with a pretty heavy limp, and there is one in the back who is closing the distance as well as they all continue to move. There are 2 other ones towards the southern end of the graveyard who come up and start trying to move forward as well. So really that's all the zombies do for now, is they're all just converging, moving in closer towards all of you. And Ubold, as you see those 3 approaching, it is going to be your turn to react.
Is it a thriller?
Yeah, that's it.
I am going to fire up an erupting earth, which is 40 foot cubes. So I'm assuming I might be able to get all 3 of them. These 3 here.
If you can't get all 3 of them in a 40-foot cube, you're not aiming well.
Yeah, you can hit them all.
All right. So I'm going to drop that suffering succotash right on top of them, and I'll try to like start it like as near me as possible, since it's going to make it difficult terrain, so it's going to slow their asses down. And so you need to make
It's gonna slow just their asses down, though. The rest of them will be
everything
fine, right?
else is going to continue. Well, you know, who wants zombie butts? I will do it at 3rd level. Frick it, I'll do it at 4th. All right, dropping it. Give me a dex check, if you would, for them.
I'm rolling with away where they're all.
Dexterity saving throw, sorry.
Oh, sorry. What is it?
Dexterity saving throw.
Saving throw.
Jack, but it's saving throw. If that makes
That's
sense.
okay. They're all going to have a 14.
Well, they're all gonna fail miserably.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to do, 4d12 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. I love it.
I love it too. Except now I'm going to have to math d12s, which, Fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in the air must make a dexterity saving throw. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each 5-foot square portion of the air requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand. As I just lift up one of my feet and stamp onto the ground, and the earth just erupts. So that will be 15 plus. So it'll be 23 damage altogether.
To each of them?
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
So as the earth slams up, this sand that starts to churn and starts to turn into solidified pillars that shoots up out of the ground, slams into them, partially crushes their lower bodies as it shoots up through them and pulls them up into the air. And all 3 of them crumble and fall away beneath the power of it as they are destroyed. Bits of their bodies just disintegrate, much like they did when you saw Nakanair attack them. These ones, instead of getting cold and misty, they just collapse into dust. And all
dust till dust. And I will pull out my hammer and I will move here to sort of protect Ming. I'm assuming I got this one, even though it's not in the circle there.
Yes, I drew the circle a little bit off center and I could not move it, so we will just say that it is good enough. We'll got all 3 of them. They are
we'll call
all
it a Michigan hot dog, and
Yeah.
And I will pull my hammer and move here to protect my good buddy Minghill, who, as opposed to my friends, actually listens and takes notes when I ramble on.
Definitely.
Maybe we'll make him part of the group. Yes,
You look down and his notes are just fully unrelated to anything you were talking about.
Yes, he's writing a story.
About
Who is Don Quixote? I don't understand. Actually, this is where you find out that Ming Hill's pen name is Dante Alighieri. And
there you
he's
go.
actually writing a very important story right now, but that's a tale for another time. Emmeline, you are up. You take this all in, you see what's happening, and you know that banishing undead is kind of your purview. This is kind of your job, so what would you like to do?
I would like to ever so daintily land a fireball on the 3 that are sort of clustered there together.
The 3 that are dead?
Oh, they're all dead?
They're dead.
Well, I don't care about them anymore. I am going to do something different.
You can just drop a fireball on them anyway if you want. That's
I mean,
fine.
just for
how
funsies,
quickly you
right?
move on. How quickly you move on.
Okay, fine. So instead of that silly
Whoops.
thing, I'm just gonna do a guiding bolt at the guy that's a little bit farther away to my southeast.
Got it.
So, a guiding bolt. That's a 26 to hit.
I think that'll do it, yeah.
Excellente. All right, and for the damage, that is 28 points of radiant damage to that zombie.
Whew. Okay. And as you bring your hand up, you channel the divinity that you have. You pull it down, light that fills this entire chamber with super bright radiance. You pull it down, and as it surges down through the zombie, he just is eviscerated. There is light that lances out of all the different parts of him, all the different gaps in his skin because of his rotting flesh. And as the beams shoot out, they take him and he explodes from within, showers of golden light that stream down and destroy him as well.
I love that for us. And then I'm gonna move up right about here. And that's it.
Okay, and you move up to kind of get between
Yes.
Knockinair and Sarah.
Yes, protect Knockinair.
Someone has to.
Apparently, he's the weakest one in the bunch.
Oh.
Throughout the chamber, you all suddenly hear it starts low at first, but then starts to rise in pitch. As something starts to emerge out of a smaller mausoleum, a crypt of sorts off to the side. This creature looks a little stranger, a little different than the zombies. Bigger. It is a tall, muscular form, very lean, with large wings that blast out of its back that seem to be made out of shadowy form. Its elongated features are very pristine, very elegant looking. However, it does have a look of menace as it claws up out of its tomb and surveys the area. Ming Hill, next to you, Ubold, sees this thing. A soul hunter. No. If we can, friends, we have to get out of here now.
A soul hunter, you say?
Yes, we don't want to mess with them at all.
We'll send Sarah to fight it.
I yell back over my shoulder. It's true, I'm soulless.
Everybody please make either a history check or a arcana check. If you do not have proficiency in those, you can just make an intelligence check.
I am assuming that since I am raging, I'm not going to care.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you're too worried about what this thing is.
You know, the best thing is, though, right, that I keep on going on about all these little known facts about things that happen, blah, blah, blah. My history is -1.
Nice.
Well, it's because you just know what you know. You don't necessarily have a good grasp on history.
I got
3 for Sarah.
12 on Arcana.
I got a 12 for history.
Okay. Both Emmeline and Ubold, you have heard the term soul hunter before. It's a bit of a legend. It's a bit of a dare I say, a fairy tale, a story that you tell children to keep them in line. It's not something that you actually are too aware of what it is. It's some sort of spirit that does something to the dead. You're not sure what it does.
Oh no.
But
Massages them gently.
that's it. Gives them a loving hug. And we will go back up to the top. So, Sarah, you see this creature starting to come out in the periphery of your vision. This strange creature that, despite everything going on, you heard that Ming Hill called it a soul hunter. But you're not sure what that is or what it does.
Then I am going to hope my friends can take care of it and continue going after Runa. So she was calling herself like a chosen of shadow, right?
The chosen of darkness. Yes.
No. Can I?
She's stealing your title there.
I'm kind of pissed about that because if that's true, then I don't know what the fuck this shit going on with me is. And that's making me very angry.
Those following along can know that the Chosen of Darkness is a special monk subclass found in the Notte Eterna campaign setting.
Man, Must be nice. I am going to. So is she invisible? Can I see her?
You cannot currently see her. No.
Okay. So then I am going to reach into my bag, and I am going to pull out a little bottle filled with like writhing shadow. This is just a little piece of something that has come to me in the past. I never thought I'd open it, but here we go. And I'm going to open it up and use my action to release it. And I'm reskinning an elemental gem here and reskinning a air elemental as a shadow creature that's going to come flying out of this bottle.
That's cool. I like that.
And then I am going to use a bonus action to command it to find Runa.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, as you unstopper it, this shadowy creature emerges out. It's a mixture between animal and shadow, more shadow than not. And as it moves about silently as it darts through the area, it starts whiffing. I'm making up words tonight, guys.
Swifting.
It's whiffing. It starts swiftly moving and swaying through the air as it's moving, trying to find where she might be. Now, does it have a perception skill or any sort of way to do this, or how does it do this?
Doesn't, but but also I have Hunter's Mark on her.
Mm-hmm.
So can I give it advantage on finding her, since I would theoretically know where she is, even if I can't see her? So it does have like a perception. It does have like a wisdom, I guess. I've got its stats right here in front of me. It's got...
Okay. Have it make a perception check.
All right, cool.
I would say because of her special ability that she's using right now, your Hunter's Mark isn't technically letting you know where she is.
Okay, cool. All right. That makes sense. That's a good special ability, though. I really wish I had that.
She is one with the darkness. The darkness is one with her.
Yeah, that's why she's the chosen of darkness in your eyes.
Okay, well, how about this? I'm choosing to kill her. That is going to be a 11.
11. The elemental starts flittering and moving around, trying to locate where Runa might be. It starts moving around the mausoleum because you've directed it in that manner, and so it's just moving around trying to find her, and it doesn't seem to have found her yet.
All right, then I will... Did I need to use my bonus action to get at that? I don't think so. So then I'm going to bonus action hide.
Okay.
And can I find a place that's like real dark? It's like real cloaked in shadow.
Sure. Yeah, there are some areas that are along, along this area and through here that I mentioned is the step down.
Cool.
There's some shadowy areas there. There's also shadowy areas to the right or east, I guess you could call it on the map here, of the mausoleum. There's also some shadowy areas along the corners of the map along this direction over to the southeast.
All right, so then I am going to move back into the shadows there, and because I am a gloom stalker, while I am in shadow, I am effectively invisible.
Excellent.
So I'm going to step back to there and effectively go invisible and continue to have my air elemental seek her out.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. With that, there is that movement as the Soul Hunter stands, it crouches down, it flexes its wings, and they spread to a full 20-foot distance as they ripple, and the edges of them just trail off into the shadows as it looks around at you, Nakanair, and then you see its head snap in the direction of the undead nearest you. But it is your turn.
Okay. I think because I'm raging, I really don't care what the look was about. I may not have even really noticed.
Sure,
so I
that's
think
fine.
Notte Eterna is just going to take off in a scream and run at the Soul Hunter and attack it.
Excellent.
So I will attack recklessly.
Okay. I love
Get
that.
advantage on the roll. That is a natural 20 for 30 to hit.
Whoa.
Yes.
So, do I need to separate? Well, I'm just going to give it to you separate anyway. So, let's see. The critical damage is 18, and then another 10 from brutal critical, and then
So brutal.
another 14 cold damage.
Ooh.
Hey.
And I am going to use my avalanche ability, which means that he has to make a strength saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
DC of 16? Yeah, no, more than that. DC of 18. Sorry, 18.
6.
Okay, he is knocked prone,
Okay,
Yes.
nice.
so I will attack him again.
Excellent.
29 to hit.
It does.
That is 18 points of slashing damage
Okay.
and 8 points of cold damage.
Whew.
Oh,
Wowza.
and you know what? You can add an additional 6 damage to all of that because I forgot my rage bonus.
Oh, yes. Another 6. Okay. Whew, boy.
So
I love it.
Notte Eterna just goes running in, greatsword over his shoulder, kind of one-handing it at first, and like has his other hand out almost to serve as kind of a distraction. Like, what's he going to attack with? Why has he got his open hand? And that kind of weird out sort of thing. And
Yes.
he just sweeps his greatsword straight into the thing's legs, taking them out from under it, and then like reverse grips the greatsword and double hands straight down into its chest.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And as you do, yes, there is that icy cold that is continuing to move about this creature. You notice no blood as you hit it. This strange creature, it seems to shimmer as if it's partially solid, partially made out of ephemeral material. Seems to be shifting somehow, but you're so worked up in the moment that you don't seem to notice. But as it is now its turn, it is going to regain 20 hit points from its regeneration as you see some of its wounds start to seal shut.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
What if it didn't?
What if it didn't?
Ooh, that'd be pretty
How about
spicy, huh?
no? Also, those follow on, the Soul Hunter is a special monster in the La Notte Eterna book. So here we go. These are straight from the setting. Okay, and then it is going to try to get up. So, Notte Eterna, if you could please make an opposed athletics test.
Oh, I'm not
Kill
kidding.
him.
It can get up.
Oh, okay. It's going to get up
Yeah.
then. And as it gets up, it's going to try to attack you. And
Ooh.
so I will.
Don't
Okay.
forget to roll with advantage because I did
Oh,
attack
that's
recklessly.
right, because you were reckless. Thank you very much. I needed that. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit higher. So great, thank you. It's going to be a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, you would have hit anyway. My armor class is not very good.
Oh lord.
You're going to take, oh boy, you are going to take 21 points of necrotic damage as its hands slice up through you. And as they do, they partially phase through your body and slice up. And as they re-solidify inside your chest, they rake out through the front of you. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 19.
Okay. And you feel this, but you're so wrapped up in the rage that you are not as affected by what it just tried to do to you as it could be, but it does get to its feet and it just starts to flex, and it's basically squaring off against you. The North Wolf versus this strange creature of darkness, the Soul Hunter, is ready for you. So the zombies that are still around, there is one that remains over here that it starts charging as best it can. Zombies don't really charge. It starts moving in towards you, Emmeline, and as it does, it's going to try to attack you.
Sure.
Not very well, I would say. Now, these things are unarmed, so it just kind of comes in and tries to just full-on slam into you, basically. Yeah, it's going to miss you with a 7, so no worries there. But as it comes in, you just take your shield and deflect it.
All right.
And there is another remaining zombie that comes in towards Ubold and Minghill, trying to do the same thing. And it is going to miss you, Ubold.
Oh, nice.
With a 12. Excuse me.
Sweet.
And that is it for the zombies and the Soul Hunter. So that is that. Okay. Ubold, your turn, sir.
That would be me. I'm going to hammer this thing that just came up to me because I don't like it.
Isn't that Knockenair's hammer?
Yeah, he's lending it to me.
Okay. Just checking.
Sharing is caring, guys.
I'm not going to be knocking air. I'm going to be knocking zombies.
Ooh.
Nice.
Classic.
Yep. So 15 plus 8, that's 20-some bazillions. So I'm guessing that's going to hammer. 2d6 plus 4. So that's 7, 11 total damage.
To the zombie.
Yep. I'm going to... How far is it from me to... Is Knockenair within 60 feet of me?
Yeah, I'd say he's right on the edge of that.
All right. So I'm going to bonus cast my healing spirit.
Oh, yes. The oxen emerges out of the twilight.
Oh, no. Look, it's a...
Oh, not an oxen this time.
It's a warthog now.
Oh, very cool. Very
Because
cool.
Hero
Whoa.
Force an oxen.
That's a
Hakuna Matata, baby.
giant hog.
So, yeah, you can make a lot of Michigan hot dogs with that thing. So I'm going to drop it over here as a bonus action on my main Knockenair, and I will stay in front of the zombie so it doesn't attack the Ming.
Yes. The warthog emerges behind Knockenair and comes in to aid him. Yes, I love it. Okay. Emmeline. Zombies.
Zombies. They're here,
Soul
they're there, they're everywhere. I'm going to, first and foremost, take a solid swing at the zombie in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
With my...
Let the dice decide if it's solid.
It's
Yeah.
solid, okay? Trust
Solid.
me. With my just gigantic radiant mace.
Fucking solid. Okay.
19
Ubold.
to hit.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And that's going to do a respectable 9 points of damage.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'm going to, for my bonus action, I'm going to send out my spiritual weapon right behind the soul sucker and give it a little 1-2 with that guy as well. My spiritual weapon looks like it looks like my mace, but instead of the mace head, it's just like a sun.
Oh, very
So,
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's a 16 to hit the soul boy.
The Soul Hunter?
Yeah,
That will unfortunately miss.
that's fine. It's fine. It's there for next time. No
There
problem.
we go.
Sorry, I don't know what Soul Hunter. I'm pretty sure it's called the Soul Boy.
Soldier
Soul
Sure,
Boy.
we Soldier Boy.
Soldier
Yeah.
boy.
And then I'm just gonna come around to the other side of this zombie as well.
But Travis Barker's version of Soldier Boy.
There we go.
It's a great cover. 10 out of 10. Go look that up as soon as you're finished with the stream.
Everybody's checklist, homework.
Yeah.
Yes, so as you attack that zombie, you drive it back and you step past it and you channel the spiritual weapon. It emerges behind the Soul Hunter and it moves, the shadowy nature of it. It just moves, passes through its body as it tries to strike at it, as it continues to face off against Knockenair. But you know that you're not out of the fight quite yet. Minghill is going to say, okay, The soul hunters, they typically feed upon ghosts, they feed upon spirits, but if there's none around, they will feed upon the living. So please, my friend, save me. And Ubold, you're going to take a D8 Bardic Inspiration die from Minghill.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
You know, Minghill, I think we're going to keep you around after.
Oh.
Sarah will try to chase you off or stab you, but we won't let her.
And Sarah, speaking of, it is your turn.
Well, first things first, I threatened Minkill.
Shut up, you little shit.
I kill his whole family.
Wow.
Oh, that took a turn.
Yeah.
Very dark indeed.
That's right.
Jeez.
Just the world at dark.
Oh boy. I don't know. Okay, wait. Ruda has the scroll of milk toast on her, right? As we've established.
You're not sure if she does or not.
Oh boy.
You know that's what she is after, is the scroll of Malco, which, as I said, is a scroll that can be used for whatever nefarious purposes she
Right.
uses it for. You're not sure if she's gotten it or not yet.
And so she either has that, or she has the key that she stole to get in here, right? The object that she used to get in here.
No, you guys found that attached to the
we
door
found that.
you
Yes,
passed
yes.
through, the one that sucked some of your soul out.
Okay. Did I see anything of note on her, like a weapon or anything like that that might be... Because I'm trying to think if I can use locate object to find her here.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
I suppose I could also... Because I don't have locate creature, but I could use locate object.
Yeah, you notice that she is she's changed her clothes since you guys saw her last, whereas before she had kind of just commoner type clothes on. Now she's wearing dark baggy type clothing that's tightly wrapped around her forearms and her shins. She's got a sash on, a little bit more of a martial type of look. You didn't notice anything out of the ordinary except for well, let's do this. Make a wisdom check for me, please.
Sure.
See if you remember something you might have noticed from before.
19 plus 3, 22.
22? Oh, sorry, did you have something, Beth?
Yeah. Miko very kindly reminded me that I have a very special skill called Blessed Strikes, where I get to add a D8. Yes. So I rolled a D8 and I got an 8.
Okay, that was to the
Wow.
zombie that you...
Yeah.
Cool.
My guy.
All right.
And that's radiant damage too.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yep. Very good.
Suck on
Freaking
that.
Zambos.
Perfect. So that is added in as well. You said it was 22?
22.
You noticed before, when you all met her, she was wearing a ring that she had told you belonged to when the order that she's part of that studies with Minghill.
Yes. I will cast locate object looking for that ring.
Okay.
And that is within 1,000 feet of me. It will tell me where she is.
Okay. Perfect.
So I'm going to burn one of my spell scrolls here for locate object. What do I get from that?
So you cast off of a scroll? Is that what
Yes, casting
okay,
off
yeah.
a scroll.
Yeah, you pull out the scroll off of a small scroll case that you have hanging on your side, and as you cast it, you feel the magic go through it, arcane power that burns away the words on the scroll, and as they burn away, they pull up off of the page, they move and twirl through the air, and then they shoot forward, and they start to go in the direction that you saw her disappear before they stop about 2 feet in front of you. And she emerges out of shadow as she is illuminated by the spell and attacks you.
Oh, jeez. Really? Okay.
So her first attack is going to come in with a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, unarmed damage is going to be 9 plus 5. You take 14 points of damage from her first attack.
Ow.
She's going to because she is full attacking. She has 2 attacks per round, being the level monk she is. Her second attack is also going to be a 21. They're both 14 plus 7. And the damage is going to be 4 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of necrotic damage. And then she is going to spend a key point to do a flurry of blows and attack you 2 more times.
Wow, she really?
Yeah.
Cool. What if she didn't do that?
Oh my gosh, another 21. 14 3 times. 21 and a 24 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, those will both hit.
So the 21 is going to be minimum damage of 3 plus minimum damage of 1. So that's going to be 4. And then the other one is going to be 6 plus 6 is 12 plus her 2 from Dex. What did I say? 14.
14. Cool.
Yeah, so she emerges out of the shadow. She spins and does a sideways somersault through the air. She spirals and whop, pop, pop. She hits you with her feet. And as she lands, she puts her hands out and chops out at your knee. There's something that pops as your knee bends the wrong way for a moment. And she slowly slides up and stands in front of you. Oh, no smart words?
I whistle, and the air elemental is going to come in and attack her.
Hell yeah.
I use my action to cast a spell, and bonus action, I don't think I can do much. So, I will. So I guess what I'll do is I will whistle and wink, and then bonus action hide.
Okay.
And step back into the shadow, and again effectively go invisible, and then this massive air elemental will come out of fucking nowhere.
I love that.
It has 90 feet of flying speed, so I don't think it even breaks a sweat getting over. And it will use its slam. It'll make 2 slam attacks on
And
her.
where did
Does it
this where did the chick appear?
She's right here. I was just moving her.
Didn't she just attack Sarah?
Sarah. So I'm actually here. I think
The
she's
wrong
actually
person?
here.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yep, she's over there. Thank you.
Gotcha.
So then air
Make my
elemental.
map bigger so I can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, she's not attacking a zombie. That'd be weird.
It'd be kind of hilarious for her to do that, though. First hit is a 19.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second hit is a 21.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So she is going to take 28 damage. And that is that. Just starts pummeling.
Okay. Yeah, it flies up behind and starts just buffeting into her back, just slamming over and over and over. So that was your turn. She kind of pseudo, so I did that a little bit out of order, but she's kind of pseudo interrupted an attack, so it kind of happened at the same time. Nakanair, you are still in combat with the Soul Hunter.
I am indeed.
Get him.
The healing spirit happens at the end of my turn as long as I don't move, right?
That's right. No, whenever you start your turn
Okay.
in it, so
So how much do I heal?
You get 7 hit points.
Nice.
I will take it. Yeah, so we'll continue attacking recklessly, of course.
Mm-hmm.
First attack is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
That is 14 points of slashing damage, and I remembered to add my rage bonus this time.
Nice.
And then 6 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to, once again, because I can do it every turn. Actually, it doesn't matter because he goes right after me, and I have advantage to attack him anyway because of reckless. So I'm not gonna do the avalanche this time. Don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So, my second attack then is a 22 to hit for 15 points of slashing damage and another 6 gold.
Ooh. Yes, and your greatsword goes snicker-snack through the creature's body, making contact as its shifting nature, half in this world, half in the other, slides and moves. You feel it connect twice. That ice is at your beck and call, but the Soul Hunter is none too pleased with you, so it is going to attack you right back, standing its ground. First, however, it's going to regenerate slightly. You see some of those wounds that you just inflicted start to seal, and then it is going to go ahead and attack you with a 19.
That hits.
Okay, you're going to take 17 points of necrotic damage.
Alrighty.
As it slices into you again the way it did. And please make another Constitution saving throw
No
as it hits you.
problem. 23.
Yeah, you are fine. You are fine.
Beef a boy.
Yes, so the Soul Hunter, it looks around, it just kind of shifts and moves, it rolls its shoulders a little bit like it is ready for more. And let's see, there is the 2 zombies that are left. The one is over by Ubold, going to try to attack. Oh, nope. It's a big fat 12. It's not going to hit you. And the one that you moved past, Emmeline, he is got half of his face crushed in from where you hit him with the radiant damage. He is swinging wildly. I'm going to give him disadvantage on his attack because he can't fully see that well. So he swings and he's going to miss you, just wildly swinging his arms about. The dark in the chamber flickers slightly as something over by the mausoleum shifts. You all notice.
Oh,
But Ubold, you are staying there with Ming Hill.
Yeah, I will bonus action activate the Eldritch Maul ability of my Claw Tattoo, which for 1 minute, my melee attacks reach up to 15 feet away, and add an extra d6 force damage on hit.
Yeah.
And then I will hammer this zombie
Okay.
to try and get rid of it. That's a 19 plus plus, so that will hit. I will 2d6 plus an additional d6. So that will be 17 points of damage
Oh, yeah.
on this zombie.
The maul comes down, much like when Knockin' broke the floor earlier. You bring it up with the two-handed. You really just jump and put all your weight into it. And you bring it down, and the thing's head goes down into its body and crushes down inside of it somewhere, and it crumples to the ground in front of you, a broken form.
Cool. I will look at Mingil and go, please excuse me. And then I'm going to run up here.
All right. Emmeline,
okay. After
you guys might get through this yet.
after that zombie attempted to hit me, and I'm just sort of keeping it at bay, she'll reach her hand forward, and you'll see sort of this, like, warm, glowing, radiant light start in her hand, and she's just gonna throw a big guiding bolt at Runa.
Yeah.
Because she's feeling still a little bit upset that she was duped. So that will be a 28 to hit.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. And for this 5th level guiding bolt, that will be 24 points of radiant damage to her.
Yeah.
And then, kill her.
Nice.
Yes, you bring the guiding bolt in, and it seems to contrast with the darkness that is enshrouded around her. Her chosen nature doesn't protect her from it. As you slam her with it, and she is partially illuminated, and the shadowy forms around her that make her somewhat obscured in this area start to flicker and peter out as you channel the guiding bolt in around her so that she is illuminated for your companions. Ming-Hil just goes, wait, please. And he's looking around just to make sure he's not sure what to do, but he doesn't move. He just kind of stands there trying to figure out what to do next. And back to the top, Sarah, you see that there are that motes of light that are around Runa.
I have a quick question. Emma,
Yeah.
did you remember to attack with your spiritual weapon?
I did not remember that. Let's just give that a go.
Yeah,
What a
whip it
guy.
out.
Because that's the only thing that's actually helping Knockin' right now. So
Yeah.
you guys have just like summoned your spiritual things over near Knockin' and it's like,
Yes, I like how the party left you to fight the big scary Uber monster by yourself.
It's
Knock.
fine.
yeah.
It's not gonna air. It'll be
I have
fine.
faith in your abilities.
Hey, he's the nuclear option. He said it earlier.
Even if he
want-
dies,
They just want to gang up on the evil bad chick.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Also
I'm
that.
just managing aggro because if I don't help Sarah, I'm never gonna hear the end of it. So you know.
It's true. I will be.
Wow.
I will talk shit if I solo Runa.
Would you get an attack roll, Emily?
That's a 25 to hit.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and
And
roll that damage up.
it's just 9 points of force damage.
Hey, 9 points is 9 more.
I'll take
It's
it.
true.
That's right.
That means his regeneration is only 11 points effective next turn.
Woo!
You go.
Woo!
There you go.
Would you like
Nico,
a flaming
thanks again for
sphere?
telling
Would you
me
like
how
a
to
flaming
play.
sphere?
We can send you a flaming
summon
spirit if you
another
want.
thing over here.
Yeah.
I'll send my air elemental over there. It'll
There
be
you
a party.
go. It's Knockin' and his band
posse.
of summoned
You don't-
things.
Like
Summoned army.
we're your team, but really your team is whatever we summoned to send it with
There you
you.
go. There you go.
I was talking about getting minions earlier.
That's
true.
There we go.
I have
So-
tons of
so what
minions.
you're
I can
saying
summon
is
more
That
minions.
you guys all think Knockin' is just a minion?
boy.
You are your own minion. We all have minions. You are your own minion.
Yeah.
You are an army unto yourself,
Right.
or legion.
Be
Well,
the
on that
minion
note,
you
let me
wanna
take
see
some
in the world.
heat off of that subtextual conversation. And Sarah, what are you doing?
I'm stabbing. I
Stabby.
step out from the shadows, and I am going to yell, "Who's chosen of the shadows now?" Or whatever the fuck you said. And I'm coming out and I'm stabbing her in the face because I'm pissed. 21 to hit.
Yes.
All right, and I have advantage on that, so I'm gonna roll one more time just to make sure I don't crit, and I don't, but that's fine. But I am going to do some sneak attack damage. So that is going to be 9 plus 5, 14 damage, and then plus my sneak attack. That is going to be another 20 damage. So, 14, 34 damage on that attack. And then I am going to, I guess you know what? I guess I am going to bonus action hide again.
Okay.
I think it's cooler than hiding. It's more like I'm vanishing.
That's it.
Ooh, that's
Urge,
cooler than hiding,
shadow.
right?
That's right.
I disappear. And then air elemental's gonna come in and attack again.
Okay.
And I think this time it's gonna use its can't shit it though. So it has a whirlwind ability. Ubold, how confidently do you think you can pass a DC 13 strength saving throw? on a scale of yes to no.
I think in the moment, just do what you think Sarah would do.
Yeah, okay. If Ubold is strong, he'll be fine. It's gonna use its whirlwind ability.
Okay.
And it is going to pick her up and throw her down towards the ground. She needs to make a DC 13 strength saving throw.
And so does Ubold because he's in the area.
So does
of it.
Ubold.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
All the times.
What happened?
Big wind. The wind elemental is attacking.
She failed her check. However, she's going to spend a key point to re-roll it.
Well, how about this?
Oh, sorry.
I hope she fails worse.
It's 2 key points. Excuse me.
I hope she does bad. So.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, that's not bad. That's not nearly as bad as I was hoping it
Does
would
she
be.
take like partial damage or anything?
I think she would still take half damage
And
from
she's not
that.
restrained. Yeah.
And she's not. Yeah, she would be knocked prone, but she is not knocked prone. Ubold?
What was I
because
making?
she would normally take half damage. Because of her evasion, she'll take no damage.
Well, how about this? I hate her.
What was I doing?
You're
Strength
making a strength saving throw. If I hurt
strength saving throw.
Ubold and
13.
not
13
Runa.
is what I got. I got 13.
Okay, so meets beats. So you're fine. You are going to take half damage. Just a little bit of damage. It's fine.
My hair.
It is going. You're going to take. Okay. Only 7 damage.
So
Only.
I just want you to know that the only damage I've taken so far has been from my own teammate.
I noticed that
Technically-
Sarah has now attacked Ubold and Nakanare during this combat.
Yeah.
During this
series,
campaign.
I've heard.
I'm just
I'm
gonna point
next.
that
I
out.
turned to Mingil. You're in, buddy.
That's it.
I move Ming Hill out of the way and I make eye contact with Emmeline.
Alright, so that was Sarah's turn, correct?
Yes, that is
Yep.
me. I am hidden. I've done some damage, and I have tried to hurt her with a wind elemental.
Cool. Runa is going to attack you, Ubold,
Why me?
because you are standing right next to her.
No, well, you know.
I'm assuming she jumps up to her feet.
Oh yeah, she does kip up. She puts her feet back, and she kicks back up, and then she snaps her body forward and lands in a pose. She does a jump, spin, hook kick towards your face with a 23 to hit.
Damn, she's so cool.
She is unfortunately
Oh.
wicked cool.
So as she
infuriating.
connects with your face, Ubold, you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. 4 more points of necrotic damage. She's burning through her key points here, though, guys. So
Good.
you know that. Her second attack is going to be 21. And then her damage is going to be... Whoops, I'm dropping stuff. 6 plus 1, 7. And she's going to... One second. Make sure I have the right number of key points here.
She's just made an attack on Ubold, right?
Yes.
All right. I have the Sentinel feat, so I'm going to use my reaction to make an attack against her.
Okay, yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's going to be 25 to hit.
Yes.
So that is going to be 7 plus 8, 15 plus 3 from Hunter's Mark. So that's going to be 15. And then Ubold is within 5 feet, so I get sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
15, 10, 12. That is going to be another 30 damage to her.
So the total is 42?
No, 30 total with
Oh,
everything.
30 total. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. And then, yeah, you slam into her with the dagger and slice in across right through the back of her leg, I'm sorry, the inside of her leg where her femoral artery is, and there's blood that starts going down her leg. You can tell she's hurt. She sways for a moment, and she's going to try to continue her turn. So she's going to spend a key point to do a flurry of blows, and now that you are there, Sarah, she's going to split these attacks.
You know what? Fine.
Yeah,
I'd rather hit me than run away. 'Cause
against you, it's a 25. Against Ubold, is it a 14?
No, miss. Woohoo.
Okay, and then the last one against you is a 23, Sarah.
yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Thank
So-
you, Sarah, for taking these blows for me.
Well, I guess I owed you one.
She's spending her last key points right here to do the extra damage from her special ability of the Darkness Body and Darkness Shroud, which lets her spend key points to do necrotic damage as she's attacking people.
Really good. That would.
Yeah, so she's going to, let's see, one thing at a time here. So first off, Sarah, you're going to take from the first one that hits you, it's going to be 7 plus 2, 9 points of damage. 2 of that is necrotic.
Okay.
Well, she missed you said, and then so the second attack against you, Sarah, is going to be 6 plus 1 necrotic damage. She is out of key points, which is
Good.
pretty big for a monk, I'm not going to lie.
And her movement is 0 because I hit her with an opportunity attack.
Yes, it would be. But there is a flash of something, that ring you notice on her finger, and she seems not to be slowed down by that.
Well, I would actually like if she was slowed down.
Right.
Can we redo it where she is?
And she says to you all, "You will never get the scroll. You all will die trying. When the tyrant returns, he will bathe in the blood of your friends, your families."
Why do you suck so bad?
Knocking there. You are against the Soul Hunter.
Oh, knocking her, get some healing.
Oh yeah, I'll take some healing.
8 points.
8 points. Yay. All right. Wash, rinse, repeat. Not going to break up the band of, awesomeness over here. Great sword with advantage. That is another natural 20, sir.
Oh, snap.
Love rolling so many rolls with advantage. Yay, barbarians. So, let's see. That is 20 before brutal critical, plus another 12 thanks to brutal critical. So that's 32, plus another 13 points of cold damage from the blade of ice. So, what was that? 45 on the first hit.
It was, yeah.
Second attack. Oh, so close to
I
another
was like, I'm the
natural
weakest
20.
one of the party.
So close to another natural 20, but it's only a 27 to hit.
Okay.
That's 17 points of slashing damage and 6 points of cold damage.
Knocking there. As you swing through and you stab out with your greatsword, you slice down through the Soul Hunter's face, and you go all the way down to where its jawline is before you rip out. Its head starts to split, and you do a wide arcing swing around your head and swing through, and you cut through shoulder, straight through its sternum and out through the other side, and its wings fly off of its body as its body just flies back, and it just evaporates into the nothing, the ether around you, as the Soul Hunter is destroyed.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Everything that comes for Nakanair's soul gets the short end of that exchange.
That's it.
So true.
And then it regenerates. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Level 2 begin.
That's it. Yeah, that's that was its first form.
Phase 2. Everyone run into the boss.
It's a
That's
Final
it.
Fantasy boss.
That's it.
I will point out that probably would not have happened if it was not for the spiritual weapon. So thank
true.
you.
That is true. That is
Classic.
very true. I'm looking at the hit points. Yeah, the spiritual
Everybody go home and thank your cleric.
That's cleric is it's the most useful member of the party. I always main cleric when I play. I'm just saying. I don't know.
You know what's gonna thank the cleric, right? That zombie that's still alive in front
That's
of
it.
That's the one.
I'm just
His turn. So let's see what he does.
I'm not done. I'm gonna
Oh,
move.
you're not done.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna-
goodness. Excuse me.
I'm gonna go running over next to
Aw,
Emma,
man.
screaming as I run, trying to get the zombies.
Hell yes. Okay.
So good.
That zombie, he was going to attack Emmeline. He sees you coming, and he just doesn't really know what to do. He's going to roll.
Luck.
So, you know what? I'll split the difference here. I'll roll to see. We'll have evens be Emmeline, odds be Knocknair.
Wow.
Rad.
What a very
5.
even system.
Hey,
He does
It's
have
cool.
advantage to attack Knockinair, so it makes sense.
Does.
That's true.
Knocking arrow.
that's true. Alrighty, so he is going to attack you with a 19.
That hits.
Cool. He's going to slam attack you. That is a nice big fat 1d6 plus 1 damage. 4 points
So-
of bludgeoning damage.
Cut in half. That's 2.
So 2, yes. Yay, barbarian.
Barbarians are so good. I miss playing a barbarian.
Oh,
man.
barbarians rock.
Just every time you get to look a DM in the eye and say, actually, it's half that.
Yeah, actually, no. Yeah. Alrighty. And Ubold.
Ooh, bold.
You can see that
Ooh,
Runa is barely standing. You can see that she looks a little desperate, and she looks like maybe this is her last stand. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to bring my little buddy up here.
Yes, the healing spirit warthog clops along and comes up behind Knockinair.
I love that
And,
it's a word.
you know, I will grab my mace, my hammer. I will pop her one with it, and I will, in fact, use one of my charges. All right, so that will be what's that plus 8? So 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that hits. So that will be. So for the mace, there'll be. So 2d6, so 10 plus 4, 14, plus another d6 for the tattoo. So 19 damage.
Oof.
Plus, the target becomes dusted in glimmering starlight, which lasts until the end of my next turn. While glimmering in this way, the next attack roll against the target's made with advantage. Hit or miss, the starlight condenses around the target and erupts in a flare of astral energy, doing 46 radiant damage if the attack hits. So
Excellent.
she lights up, and you all know this means bring it.
Bring it.
The rest of the shadows around her that mark her as the chosen of darkness are burned away by the radiance, and you just see Runa standing there, cut, bruised, looking very weak. She has a wild panic in her eyes. She is looking like she's on the defensive. She's in a battle stance, looking around at all of you, and she locks her gaze with yours, Emmeline. She says, "You will fail, knight." And she spits out the words. But it's your turn.
Wasn't it? Oh no, Ming Hill is very last, right?
He is
Completely
very last.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Wow. Classic Min Hill.
I think Ming Hill should get the kill on her personally.
Yeah, everybody wait to
We'll just
attack
hang
until
on
it's
for
Min Hill's
this
turn.
Everybody hold your
Yeah.
action.
Evelyn will look at Runa like, what? I didn't even. Okay, and then she's gonna take her mace and just come down on this zombie.
Do you need any
Zombie
healing, Emmeline, since you start your round in the next to my warthog?
Oh yeah.
I've taken no damage
Wow.
Even the
Must be
skeleton
nice.
have just been like,
in this game. No
I
damage.
need you all to know that I am so close to death.
Guys, it's
Okay.
fine. I'm very much alive, so I'll get you. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna smash. 16 to hit the zombie.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Don't forget your
and
radiant damage.
Yeah. So it's 8 bludgeoning and 4 radiant damage.
As you bring the mace down, It explodes in a cascade of the holy radiant light as you bring it down. The zombie is obliterated as motes of it dance across and illuminate other parts of the area as it's blown away by the power of your swing. And then, just as quickly as the light emerged, it dissipates, and all that's left is all of you and Runa looking around like she is really, really having a problem right now.
You suck. You suck so bad.
I'm also gonna bonus action healing word my bestie here. 'Cause
Wow.
He's
I
like
can't-
Bestie being
Ubold, I can imagine now.
Knocking
Knockin'
You get 13 points
Hey, I'll
for
take it.
now. Yeah.
Very cool. Alrighty. And you know what? Since you all requested it so much, Ming Hill looks at Runa and he says, "Yeah? Well, you're not the chosen anymore, bitch."
Yeah,
Snap his
Whoa,
fingers.
whoa.
He's going to cast, well, it's not really cast. He's going to use the Vicious Mockery, and she's
Nice.
going to,
Get him.
she's got to make a save, right?
I think so, but it's fine.
2
Let her fail.
She gets a 4, so
Yeah.
she's gonna fail. And Ming Hill's words are enough to sway her. She drops dead with a grimace to the floor of the cavern, and the sands there slowly start to, as if some sort of unseen wind is blowing them across the desert, they start to cover her body and bury her in the sands beneath. And then Ming Hill looks up at all of you. "Forgive my language, everyone. I just really had enough of her."
Ming Hill.
It's
You
literally,
should've led with that.
Very
it's
impressive.
literally the first time I've ever liked you.
Well, maybe perhaps we should see if we could find that scroll.
She might have it on her, and I moved to search her before Sarah does.
Hey, I race. I race to her body. No, it's mine. Get out of here. It's my loot.
You guys all race to the body. I'm gonna say,
Isn't her
'cause you're
body
all-
just like? Wouldn't her body limply be floating in the air elemental right now?
Oh, yeah, I love this visual.
It's my air
Like the
elemental. I bring
sand
the
getting scooped up into the air elemental.
Yes.
the
with,
air
like,
elemental
her body.
brings the body to me.
It's a small dust devil that's swirling about her. She lies there, lifeless, as she comes forward. And yes, I think all of you kind of together reach around. You do find that inside of her robes, there is in fact a scroll. And as you remove it and you hold it up, you look upon the scroll of Malko that you have come all this way to find and perhaps safeguard from whatever it is that she wanted to do. Well, let's take a quick break, because that was a little bit of a long combat. Let's take a quick break, step back, everybody take a breather, go do a little bio break. You at home too, be back in 5 minutes, and we will wrap up the story, and we will make sure that the Eternal Night, its final twists are revealed for everybody. So we'll see you all shortly, so thank you all.
Thank you.
It is an ancient world. Forged in darkness and blood. The gods have forgotten us. The immortals fall from the heavens, and terrors roam the land. Thousands of years I have waited, deep in the bowels of the earth. seal will soon be broken. Lose your hopes, mortals. Your doom is near.
Excellent. Well, thank you all very much for coming back. Hope you enjoyed your break. I know we sure did. We are here to conclude La Notte Eterna tonight. Again, this was a 3-part playthrough that is showcasing the game currently on Kickstarter. So if you like what you've been hearing, which of course you have, these players are amazing, you can back it right now. The link is down at the bottom of your screen, and it's well worth a look. It's like I said, it's already funded. It's waiting for more people to jump on and experience it themselves. So this is just a taste. There's other things that are very cool as well. But enough of the pitch. Let's dive back in, and let's see what happens with our players now. You all have defeated the Betrayer Runa. You have retrieved the Scroll of Malko, which can purportedly allow you to glimpse into the future and see what might occur. And now you are here below the surface in the Underdark, the Hidden Lands, as it is called. And the battle is over. You all have enough time to rest a little bit, get some bearings about yourself, and what is your plan? How do you guys want to go? You just want to get out of here, or is there anything else you wish to do first?
As we finish killing Runa, like, we step back and I go, so about that treasure in the other room.
Mail. Is this scroll potentially a threat should we seek to destroy it, or what is your intent now that we have found it?
Did we find it?
I thought Kevin said we had it, so I'm just going off that.
Well, perhaps I should take a look to be sure. He puts his hand out.
Yeah, I'm not following this one again. Yeah, no. Yeah, sorry, bud.
Then fine, you look at it, Sarah. Make sure that it is the scroll that we're looking for.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I
Then
look at it
give
and I go,
to the gnome.
I look at the and I go, I could read it, but I think Emmeline should read it. Emmeline?
Fine. She'll open it up and hopefully not get her head blown off.
I crouch away.
Yeah. And what you see inside the scroll is it's slightly surprising, actually. Typically, when you unroll a scroll, it's a single piece of paper that will roll out and have a message, history, some sort of script upon it. But as you unroll this, it's actually multiple pages, almost as if a book was rolled up into a scroll type shape. And as you look through it, you will see that it has various different languages and dialects on it, most of which you can't read. Well, I shouldn't exactly say that. What languages are you proficient with?
Draconian.
Yeah. I've got.
No Draconic?
I know Draconic, yeah.
I've got
know-
Celestial.
I've got Abyssal, Elvish, Undercommon.
Dwarvish, Giant, and Primordial.
So
Not a lot.
definitely those of you, basically in this case, Emmeline and Ubold. Ubold because you know Draconic, Emmeline because you know Celestial. You get glimpses of it that you understand throughout the tome. You can see that it was written in a combination of probably a union of some sort between these two types of races working together to write out this scroll. It is written in some sections in almost like a poetic type of verbiage. Other times it is long prose where it's just long paragraphs and paragraphs, almost like a story. Other sections seem to be detailing conversations. And as you look through it, you can actually see that some of the events in it are events that have happened in the history of the world. Certain events such as the destruction of the city of the Seven Runes, the creation of the Great Chasm. Even there's a passage within that you notice that details that there would be one who was chosen of darkness who would fall to the light of the Four.
Ooh.
Back in my village, we had a publication that would be written and distributed every year. It was called The Farmer's Almanac, but very similar to this.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a thing where I came from was also pretty similar. It was called the New York Post. Do you guys know? Do you guys know that one?
The National Enquirer.
I'd say I've heard of it.
There was a certain there is a certain term that you notice is repeated several times throughout. Well, actually, two terms that are repeated several times throughout the different pages as you scroll through. One of which mentions something called the Stargazer. And every sort of entry that has to do with the Stargazer is always the same type of format. It's always got a drawing, like a sketch, or even like a woodblock print with a information. One talks about the stars, another talks about the cities, and these are all in semi-vague terms. But as you're looking through, the other term that you seem to notice is someone called the Tyrant. The Tyrant having a hand in the destruction of the Seven. The Tyrant returning. The Tyrant facing the light. While you're looking through, who do we think is taking the biggest investigatory look at the scrolls of Melko? Do we think? Since you're not letting Ming Hill take a look at it.
Well, Ming Hill can look. I don't care if Ming Hill looks at it.
Yeah,
Sarah just
Miguel
threw it at
can
me.
look at it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't hand it to him. I mean, not after the Runa incident. I'm not doing that again.
I'll hold it up for Ming Hill, and he can read it as well.
And damn, next thing you know, he teleports out of here, and then we're screwed again. So no.
At least
But he can look
treasure.
at it. He can totally look at it. Sure.
So which others of you would like to be the other ones kind of investigating with him? Which one of you wants to make a check, I guess, is a better way for me.
I'll make a check.
Yeah?
Me as well.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is pretty terrible.
That's bad.
Okay.
That's pretty okay.
Investigation check, please, Sarah.
That is going to be a 17.
Okay. And as you two are looking through it, you will see that specifically a passage that he is looking for and that you both come across relatively at the same time has another one of these woodblock drawings on it. And what it seems to depict is a city. You can tell from the architecture is very strange, almost alien looking. And he says to you that, oh yes, this must be once the glorious city of the seven runes, the pinnacle of the glory of the Willoy race. It's too bad that Runa had to be such a disgrace to her people. Typically they are great scholars and people who are very revered with magic and with other sorts of implementations to make them great and good, just people. But you see here, and he shows, and he points to the drawing of the city. It's not a detailed map. It doesn't have like, here's what this building is, here's what that building is. It's more just like a general, imagine just like a scenic view of a city. Like you're on a distant cliff looking at a cityscape, I guess you could say. He says, yes, this looks like a map of before the city, before an unknown terror razed it to the ground. Here, and he rolls it around, he says, you see there's this really elegant writing on the back of it, a calligraphy of sorts. He says, yes, here, it gives, and he reads it, it's in a strange script, and he's reading it while he's kind of translating it. Yes, they will venture into the deep chasm, the dark and inhospitable crevice, where traces of powerful magic pulverize the ancient metropolis. And on the 21st day of Alar, the year 161 of the eternal darkness, an ominous meteor will fall to the earth, ruin upon ruins, breaking the seal of he who must never be named again. Whew. Well, it would seem that Doomcon has guided our steps this day. This is a fortuitous event. I mean, this is the 161st year of the eternal darkness. It must be an omen.
Cool. That sounds pretty bad, right?
It doesn't sound pretty good, that's for sure.
Well, we've all witnessed meteors fall before. They have fallen from the sky during the time of the celestial war as it wages on above us. They fall all the time. I mean, could it be that one is coming soon?
Sounds like one's coming that's going to be like way worse than normal.
Well, and since we know, we can prepare.
How does one prepare for such an occurrence? It seems a little bit outside of our league.
I mean, maybe just spreading the word?
Big mattress.
Minghill, you are the scholar who has studied the scroll and these writings. What do you think is the appropriate thing to do? Do we take it seriously, or do we just assume they are the ravings of a madman?
Well, I must tell you, friend Obold, and he puts a hand on your shoulder because you're sitting next to him. So he's doing this. I have always taken all of the learnings that I have acquired in the utmost seriousness, and the Scroll of Melko has been my life's duty to find. I believe that every word, every drawing, every syllable of the scroll will be utmost important in the upcoming times. I believe we must study the scroll. We must learn to harness its power for good, so that those like Runa, if there are others who are the chosen of the darkness, cannot use these powers themselves. And all 4 of you, I think, are going to be key to this. Fate has guided you to me, and has guided the 5 of us here.
To you? We okay. So Sarah slowly puts away the lighter she was going to use to burn this scroll. Right.
Wouldn't the scroll call for 5
Well,
instead of 4?
it is something that could be studied, as I said. I mean, the writings are always vague and always need to be discerned further. If perhaps we get it back to my headquarters, perhaps we could study it more closely. I'm sorry, did you have a concern, child?
I'm just wondering, like, there's 5 of us here?
Oh, but you were counting Ming Hill?
I know I'm not great at counting, but aren't there 5 of us here?
You're counting Ming Hill?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
That's what I was just asking about. It said 4, yet we are 5, and that is what Minghil was just explaining to us. You should catch up.
So then we don't. So then, okay. Thanks, Ming Hill. Sounds like we got a quest to do. See you around. See you around the slopes.
Well, just wait a minute. You don't have all the information.
Okay, well, I kind of thought there's 4 of us, and we don't really need. Meal's like pretty. I don't know. He's kind of like harshing my whole vibe, if I'm being honest.
Why?
He's kind of taking the. I'm kind of freaking out right now about
Why?
that whole meteor thing, right? Because like we don't know when that's gonna happen, and that sounds mega bad. And unlocking something, and Ming Hill's like, "Oh, this is excellent. I gotta stay." I'm like low key freaking out, and I don't really want to freak out in front of him. So
Ming Hill leans into you, Ubold, and he says, "She does understand that I'm standing right here. I can hear her talking about me."
and it's like he's always listening to what I'm saying, and it's like
But of course I'm listening. You're standing just a few feet away from me.
it's like I can't. It's like I don't know, man. It's like I can't even.
Sarah, don't you want people to listen to you when you speak?
I mean, yeah.
Isn't he doing that?
I turn to Ming Hill. Okay, is this something we need to be scared about right now?
Well, I don't know if we need to be scared. I find the prospect of a meteor coming in, and he flips through his journal he's been writing in all this time, and he goes to what basically today would be. He goes, in 3 days' time.
Well, there you go. We don't have to worry about it right this moment, so you don't need to freak out, Sarah.
I will say this. Runa did channel the darkness, but so did you, child. But you did in a way that was just and right. You helped your companions here.
I think Sarah gets a little quiet. She is. I don't really know how it works. It's not always in my control, but I try.
Looked like you did fine to me.
Got time to figure it all out.
Yeah, we've got
3
at
days.
least 3 days until the world ends. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine.
There are certain things that you can do something about, and so you should be worrying whether or not you should do something about them. But there are other things that are quite unstoppable. For example, a meteorite falling from the sky and obliterating everything. It is very illogical and very useless to worry about it because there is nothing you can do about it. That was not as reassuring as I meant it to be.
Honestly, it does feel nice to know that I wasn't the only one thinking that.
Well, I know that I'm not entirely one that you are used to traveling with. You don't entirely hold me in a high sense of regard, and that is fine. You do not know me, but I know quite a great deal about the history, about what this scroll might entail, And I owe you all twice over for saving me, for bringing me here, for helping me find, he holds the scroll up, helping me find my life's work. I would pledge myself to your cause if you are willing to travel onward and try to find out what else could happen with the meteor.
Of course. Come on, Sarah, you'll come.
I look over at Bing Hill. I mean, I'll go, but just know that, like, my whole thing is, like, I'm the sneaky one, but, like, I'm good at stabbing, and I'm sneaky, and I'm good at fighting, and I have shadow stuff. So if you try and come for that kind of sector of the group, just know that I'm gonna be real pissed.
Well, has anything during our time together made you think that I'm even remotely good at any of those things?
Bing Hill, I don't know jack about you, okay? So just be
but
cool.
Sarah, let's think about this for a second.
Okay, fine, he can come. Just,
You don't have any reason to feel threatened from the little man. At the very least, if he did anything threatening, I would just take my hammer back from Ubolt and crush him like a little bug.
At this point, I think you better just take the hammer back if you're going to be
You want me to
borrowed.
kill the gnome now, Ubolt?
Well, maybe we should rethink this plan.
yeah, fine, he can come.
What I'm
I
saying, Sarah, is you see threats where there are none. You should value yourself much higher than that. We certainly value you more than that.
Oh, thank you, Knockin'
Now, can we please leave this place? I really don't like it here.
It is a bit
No.
disconcerting, yeah.
I thought you liked it here. It's very cold.
I honestly don't mind it. I used to spend a lot of time in graveyards as a kid. It doesn't really bother me too much.
Bing Hill, you think there is actually something that can be done about this meteor situation?
Well, at the very least, we could perhaps try to find where it would be. We can seek it out, and we can see exactly what might land.
And then perhaps Knockin' can borrow the hammer that he's given me to smash it right out of the sky. I see your plan. It is a good one.
And it is a pretty good plan if that was your plan.
It sounds like a great plan. Yes, let's, I think we're all agreed then. And he starts to... You've noticed that while you've been talking, he's just kind of eventually just ended up with the scroll. So he starts wrapping
my
it up,
gosh.
and he tucks it into his belt. Let's go then.
Yes,
Sorry, did somebody
let's
give
go.
that to him?
Please. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you did.
Okay. I don't remember that, but sure.
And no, Sarah, no grabbing the treasure on the way out.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that?
Yeah,
Because it could be like
cannot
really...
be good.
Pretty certain, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I walk with my hands in my pockets.
Excellent. And you all make your way back up towards the surface. It takes a little bit of time, about an hour or so, about the amount of time it took you to get all down here. You take your time getting back up to make sure there's no other surprises. You move back through that room, that vaulted room with all the treasure inside. You move back through the corridors. You jump over that little chasm that you had to deal with. You find your way back up through the hidden passageways, and in fact, make your way all the way back up to the surface, where you arrive back in the city of Petralta proper. And as you all arrive back up at the surface, you see Zatar sitting off to the side, and he has taken that strange apparatus that he was smoking out of his house, his shop, his bazaar, and he's sitting there off to the side with it.
That thing is portable. Interesting.
Honestly, I gotta get
course.
the design from him.
I trust that everything went well down there. You are all healed in one piece, yes?
Oh, Zatar, it went great. Super pleased. It went really well. We're doing great.
Except for the whole end of the world thing.
Okay.
Well, we don't know that that's necessarily the case, and
In-
there's still time.
The scroll said so.
you know, I
But-
wasn't even gonna tell him. You know, so we may have found a scroll that had some semi-bad news on it about a meteor and somebody who we can't name. But it's fine. It's fine. It's sort of quirky. It's like a quirky sort of new girl take on the apocalypse.
Interesting. Well, I wish you all very well in your travels. I assume you are all leaving and taking my good friend with you. I
Are
see
you
he has
here
that
to
glint in
betray
his
us?
eye that he has sometimes when he goes to the taverns late at night when he wishes to party.
Are we going to party? Is there time
Miguel,
for
you're a
that?
partier?
Oh yes, I am always down to clown.
Oh, till you're dead in the ground.
Indeed, yes.
Say that one a lot.
Wow.
It's incredible. Full circle, really.
Full
See,
circle.
look, Sarah, you're just getting along with him fine now. All it took was alcohol.
So true.
True.
I am a bard before I was an archivist, and I cannot forget my roots.
You're a bard.
It's true. Just like most men, I do get along with you better when there's alcohol involved.
There you go.
Right. Well,
On
Zatar,
that note,
Zatar, care to join us?
Would I care to join you? Oh,
Yeah, come on.
I have so much here that I need to keep track of. I have a business, a bit of a running operation here. I need to make sure that all is handled properly.
the scroll has already dropped the ball on the number of people in this party, so one more would not be that much of a problem, I would think.
Yeah, no,
Zatar
honestly,
is not down to clown.
I would have thought you were down to clown till you're dead in the ground, but that's fine.
We clown a lot. You should come with us, Satar.
Boy.
Well, if you're interested in stopping by, I'll certainly buy you a drink. And while you're in there, there was like, if you have some free time, there's a bunch of treasure in there, and I would love to know what any of it is.
Hmm.
And I did find it, so I do get at least 50% of it. So just keep that in mind.
Just remember, if you want to go and collect that treasure, you have to apparently give up part of your soul.
That should be fine, right?
Wasn't a big deal for me, should be fine for you.
Well, I believe that most treasures are worth giving up a bit of your soul. Isn't that what
I have
money
to
is,
agree.
after all?
Unfortunately, true.
Well, if Zatar is not going to join us, perhaps we should be on our way.
Indeed.
I think so.
Yeah.
There's probably a door somewhere just waiting for Knockin' to bust it down.
Why
He's
wouldn't I
nuts.
just open it?
Knockin' gonna bust it down.
You seem to
Like-
have some real interesting misconceptions about me, Ubold. Just because the doors can't stay on their hinges because somebody made them shoddily does not mean that I broke it down. That's not my fault.
Yeah, that's so true.
You make a fair point.
It is quite well said. No, friends, I wish you luck on your journey. I hope that you will find whatever it is that you are seeking, and I hope that you keep this little one here out of trouble.
Sarah?
I can throw him pretty far. So
Ubold?
He's trouble.
Just, we just need to teach Emmeline to hit things.
You've been really ragging on Evelyn today.
Wow.
I hit
Those
things.
zombies were fairly weak, and it took her a lot of time and the help of Knockin' to bring it down.
He was ineffectual, and I was holding him back while I was kicking ass in other areas.
Right.
Because I've got
So-
range.
It's a
Mhm.
different thing.
So true.
Mhm.
It's a
Yes.
team effort.
Oh,
what did
Um,
you guys do while I was over dealing with the big monster winged thing?
We
A
had
lot. So much. You didn't even see. There were like 3 more of those, and then a dragon briefly showed up. But that was
I
would
summoned
have
a big
heard
smoke
dragon,
monster.
Thank you.
a picnic.
I summoned
that
a
makes
smoke
sense.
monster.
Enjoyed the show.
Can we get a drink now?
Yeah,
Of
please.
course. You look like you all need a bit of a rest before you travel out into the deserts once more.
Yeah.
Might I offer inside? And Satar will motion for you all to come in. You all are able to eat, to drink if you want to do such a thing. If you want to
Oh,
partake
yeah.
of his hookah, he will offer it.
Oh, we clown, dude.
And you all rest up. You get rejuvenated. You have a moment of respite after all of your ordeal. And the night passes. Well, what passes for night here in the land of eternal dark and of eternal night. And eventually you all awaken when it is the moon beginning to make its crescent to the sky. You all step out and begin to make your preparations to leave. You have Ming Hill in tow. He's got some other items that he's gotten together, some other books, a backpack even, a walking stick, a small little mandolin hanging off of his side as you all get ready to leave. And as you all leave, there is a distant light, a twinkling of sorts that you notice in the sky coming from the north. A twinkle just for now, but you all take note of it, and you guess it probably would take about 3 days for it to turn into something else. And as the four of you venture off once again into the eternal night, our attention as an audience, 5
of us.
of you. What did I say, 4? Get out
Well,
of here.
Mingle's looking in a different direction.
That's it. As the 5 of you head off into the eternal night, we as an audience, our attention is drawn away from these 5, away from Petralta, and into the distant sky, where we see this light at a closer view is in fact a meteor that burns through the night sky, making its way slowly and surely down towards the surface of Nier, and carrying with it a presence that will forever change its destiny. And that is where we will conclude our journey tonight.
Oh boy.
Thank you all so very much for playing. What a joy this was to do this. I had such a blast. You guys are all awesome. And this was so great to have you all bring these characters to life. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
you for running this game.
Thank you.
Indeed.
So before,
Fantastic.
indeed, yes, I love it. So before we say goodbye proper, I want to say real quick a couple of shout outs as we do. First off, I want to say thank you so very much to Jason Forbus and Ali Ribelli for letting us run the game. Jason and his brother Steven have put the game together over 20 years. It's been a labor of love for them, and now it's on Kickstarter, as I mentioned before. You can find it, you can back it, you can become part of the Eternal Night. You can actually pick up the Kickstarter right now, and you can play an adventure which actually immediately follows the adventure that we just played, where you and your adventuring party can find out exactly what that meteor is carrying and how it will change Nier, and see some of the rules that we use. You can see all about the Chosen of Darkness. You can see every one of the characters, their subclasses and stuff that they use. All of it's in there, so you can play along. But this was awesome. I also want to thank the RPG Academy for hosting us. This was really cool of Michael Ross to help us out and do this. RPG Academy is awesome. As they say, if you're having fun, you're doing it right. And this was fun. So I want to say thank you to them. I also want to say thank you to all the players, all of you at home, of course, because we wouldn't be doing this without all of you here. And of course, I want to say thanks to Neutral Party, to Tabletop Audio, to Owlbear Rodeo that we had some maps and stuff done with. I want to say thank you to Miko for putting this all together with the visuals. And again, thank you, Bleak Season, for being amazing. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Gainer. You guys are all awesome. I couldn't have asked for better people to do this with. So let's go around. Let's say who we all are. Let's talk about what other cool things we're up to now that this journey is coming to an end. Hopefully you'll come follow us on our other journeys. So Bleak Season, where are you at? What are you up to? I know you do a lot, so feel free to pitch it all, my friend.
I'm here, there, and everywhere. I don't have too much going on, but I do have the regular Tuesday night Greyog game that DM Dave is running over at Guild Superior, and starting next Thursday, which is the 3rd, I want to say, or the 2nd. I don't know anymore. What day are we? Starting next Thursday, which is the
second.
3rd. The second on Guild Superior. So that's twitch.tv/guildspear. We are starting a new 5-part Shadesong story arc called The Wreckage of Stars, with a bunch of great players, including Miko here, and it should be fun. So that's what's going on. Come out, check it out. We're using the Dragonbane system by Free League because we love the Free League, and the Dragonbane system has been a lot of fun. So thank you so much for having me. This was great fun, and I loved playing with all of you. Super appreciate you all, and hope to get to do it again sometime.
Well, thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you. Beth, thank you so much for being here. Tell us, what are you all up to? Because you also do a lot.
I definitely do a lot. I can be found lots of places, but on the interwebs, I can be found at Beth Masco for both Twitter and Instagram. This upcoming Monday, I'll be playing in Miko's super awesome fun game that he'll tell you about,
It's so
which
good.
you should check out because it's super, super cool.
It is.
But yeah, this was really fun. It was cool to explore a new system and, see how it all comes together. And I don't know, it was really good. Thanks, Kev, for, putting together a wild ride for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Beth, you're always one of my favorite people to sit around a table with, so this was no exception, so thanks. Gainer, this was our first time doing something, and man, what a way to come in. This was like amazing. You are awesome, and I just know I'm going to do more with you. But speaking of more, you do a ton too. Where are you at? What are you up to out there?
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I do a couple of things right now. It's a pretty low point for streaming right now. Right now, the primary place to find me is social media on Twitter at GayNorcott, GayNorcott on Twitter, but pretty much everywhere under that same name. I right now am streaming monthly. Our next session is actually on the 5th, so coming up soon here. Over on twitch.tv/Thorny Dryad, running a game of Masks RPG called U-Force Inheritance. Fantastic cast over there. Game of teenage superheroes who have made some serious choices, and we are getting into some multiverse clashing over there, so it's becoming very cool. And you can also, if you are at all interested in the YA series Warriors about feral cats in the woods, you can come and listen to my podcast Two Leg Talks anywhere you find podcasts, which is about me and a friend from college re-listening to a pivotal series from our childhood. It is a good time. And you can also, I am a professional GM. I run games through Start Playing. So if you go to startplaying.game/GM/GayNorcott, it's again GayNorcott. I have games that go up and down depending on how they fill, so keep an eye out there. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Thank you, Kev. Thank you, all of you, for letting me sit at your table. I super appreciate it. I had a fantastic time, and yeah, absolutely, I'd love to work with all you guys again in the future.
Absolutely, we will make that happen. Yeah, this was great. Thank you so very much. Finally, Miko, bringing it all together. You have been a rock. You've been supporting everybody and making this thing happen. So what are you doing when you're not here being awesome?
I do a few things in a few places. You can hit me up on my socials and check things out there that's the best way to figure out everything that I'm doing. That is the_Archaeist_GM in the Twitter spaces and other spaces as well. Like Beth said, on this coming Monday is actually going to be the finale of my 4-part homebrew adventure over at Guild Superior. Definitely stay tuned to the socials for information on that, and you can look there, and I'm sure you'll be able to find the first 3 episodes, which were all awesome. Really looking forward to the conclusion of this one. It's my own homebrew world that I've been working on for quite some time, and getting to share it with everybody has been amazing, and just going to keep on trying to do that sort of stuff. But yeah, other than that, I produce things, I create things, I game things. Yeah, chat me up anytime if you're interested in any of those types of things.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so very much for doing everything. It's been awesome having you here, my friend. And yes, I am Kevin, found online at the Kevran Games, and I'm also the host and the game master of the Game Night Heroes podcast, which is currently audio only, but now we're branching out into some streaming. So come check us out while we do more stuff. There will be some more in the future, so pay attention to that. But anyway, when I'm also not doing that, I am also on the Murder Hobo Inc. show, which is show this a couple times a week. It's on YouTube, and I also do some guest spotting on Guild Superior that we've done some stuff before. I'm currently in a game over there of Mothership. I play a Marine with a little bit of a sordid past. Don't we all have a sordid past? Why not? It's Mothership. And yeah, it's been great to do that too. But yeah, you can find me online. Go to GameNightHeroes.com if you want to hang out and check out that cool stuff. But again, this has been a blast. Thank you all so very much. And thank you at home. And it's only fitting for us to say that until next time, may the moon smile upon you. Good night.
It is an ancient world. Forged in darkness and blood. The gods have forgotten us. The immortals fall from the heavens, and terrors roam the land. Thousands of years I have waited, deep in the bowels of the earth. The seal will soon be broken. Lose your hopes, mortals. Your doom is near.